Hey everybody, Al here, Vitalize Seed. Hope everybody's doing well. Wanted to do a crop highlight, cover crop highlight today, and just talk about Sudan. We added Sudan to our mix this year. Been really impressed with it. Did some trials, and obviously have done a ton of research on it as well. It's just a great overall crop for subsoil aerator, nematode control, biomass creation both above and below ground. Weed suppressing going into the following crop, as obviously if you roll that over and things. Now behind me in this image is a monoculture of sorghum, Sudan or Sudan grass. But really what I want to talk about is kind of why we add it to a mix. It's really good at capturing nitrate because of that robust root system, and obviously being in the Sudan grass family, it wants to capture nitrate, which helps from any nitrates leaching. It's really, really good at expanding both. I mean, it can get 8 to 10, 12 foot tall. On average, I think it's typically between like 5 and 8. But obviously can get very, very tall, which is a great biomass creator. It's a thicker carbon to nitrogen or higher carbon to nitrogen plant. It has a good stalk to it. So when you do roll that over and plant your carbon load or fall mix into that, or your own fall mix or whatnot, you're going to be able to take advantage of not only the ground being covered, specifically in no-till systems, so reducing compaction, things like that from rainfall, but also having that slow release of fertilizer coming down, as it's going to take microbes a little bit longer to break that down. Also going to stimulate some more fungal opportunities to break that down in your soil profile or your soil microbiology, with it being that higher carbon to nitrogen ratioed plant species, which is good. I mean, we want to feed all of our microbes. Like I mentioned, it's a really good, known as a soil builder. I don't love that term because if we just were planting tons of monocultures of this, I'm not sure that we would have the impact as far as soil building goes, as maybe some of us would visualize, but it is known for that just because of the massive amount of biomass it puts on. It's a weed and nematode suppressor, which I think is great, and it also is a subsoil loosener. This plant also really pairs well, that's why it's in our mix, with legumes. Again, you're getting that vertical structure of the Sudan, and then you're going to have legumes like we have lab and beans and forage beans and cowpeas and forage peas, etc. in our mix. They're going to be able to take advantage of climbing up the stalks. It's also not a browsable species for deer, which is a good thing. It's very drought tolerant as well, so we've had a couple bad droughts in the Midwest the past couple summers. This is a crop, along with the standard grain sorghum, that are really going to stand out in those droughts. They're able to get water down deep in the soil profile, and they tend to just be pretty drought resistant plants, which is certainly better than planting something and having a field bare. Because you're getting that vertical structure and it's not something that deer are going to browse on, you're never leaving that slate totally blank. So even if you're planting on a real small acreage with a high deer density or something like that, at least you're still getting that biomass and you're feeding microbes and getting that soil prepped, breaking up some compaction, and getting that soil prepped for your fall planting, which, as a lot of wildlife guys, I kind of describe that as that's your cash crop, right? You really want that fall planting to carry you through deer season, make deer easier to harvest, feed your deer during the harsh times of the year, etc. And this is going to get that ground prep for that. And it definitely fits well into our Vitalize 1-2 system. So hopefully you guys found that useful and interesting. If you do like this stuff, please share, subscribe, and check us out at vitalizeseed.com. We sure appreciate the business, guys, and be safe.